Have you ever felt like spending hours in the gym every single day is the only way you'll see progress? Maybe that's what you've heard from other people, read in magazines, or seen on the media. Well, I can tell you from experience that is simply not the truth. I used to be in your shoes. I'd spend hours doing cardio every day, struggling and stressed. And I didn't feel like I had time to keep doing this consistently, especially with a busy schedule. But this is the difference between then to now, where I only work out now 4 days a week. I have my bachelor's degree in exercise science. I've been a personal trainer for 8 years. I've won bodybuilding and powerlifting competitions. So I can tell you 100%, if you have a busy life, it's okay. Because you don't need to spend an excruciating number of hours in the gym to get results. In this video, I'm going to share with you my 4-day workout split. And just a disclaimer, I am a powerlifter, so my workout style is based around that. But I believe my week of workouts can be beneficial to whichever goals you may have, whether that be getting leaner, stronger, or just overall getting healthier in general. Feel free to take inspiration from my week of workouts to build a schedule that works for you. Let's get into it. We're starting the week off with a full body day focused on the squats. And don't worry, I don't just hop into barbell squats without warming up like a freaking maniac. I just didn't get to film my warm-up this day, so I'll be showing you that tomorrow. But we're starting off with the squats, as you can see. And can someone please remind me to buy a new belt? This belt I'm using is awful and nearly impossible to close, so add that to the to-do list for me, okay? Eventually I just said, F it baby, we're doing it beltless. Okay, maybe I am a freaking maniac. Just kidding. This weight isn't too heavy for me, because like I said earlier, I'm a powerlifter, but my goofy ass decided to film this video during my deload week. If you don't know what a deload week is, it's a week you can take, usually at the end of your training block, to just go a little bit lighter and less intense than usual to help your body rest and recover. So that's why you'll be seeing me lift a lot lighter than I usually do in this video. Next, we have a bench press variation, the Larson press. And I realized while watching this footage back that it does indeed look a little silly. But this variation is good for building your bench press technique. Since your legs are off the ground, it teaches you how to produce force without the legs. So when the legs are used again, they'll be better equipped to utilize both the upper and lower body to produce force. And I realized I forgot to take off my knee sleeves. Let's just slide those babies down. You saw nothing. Then we have perhaps the most hated exercise of all time, the Bulgarian split squats. This exercise makes me want to cry, scream, and throw up everywhere. How about you? I was listening to some old school emo music during the session, so I was having the time of my life. Then we did incline chest press, and just your friendly reminder to make sure you're focusing on mind-muscle connection during your workouts. Really think about which muscle is working and focus on using that muscle to lift the weights. Tricep pushdowns are next on the menu. Have you noticed this is a lot of volume? It is. It is a lot of volume, but that's why I'm only in the gym 4 days a week, because this amount of volume is enough to make it to where I can take 3 rest days. P.S. If you're not sure what volume is, it's the amount of work done, which is calculated by weights times reps times sets during a workout. Next up, we're supposed to do goblet squats, but take a look at these dumbbells. This is the weight I'd like to do for them, but I didn't feel like risking getting tetanus that day, so I did this little variation instead. Sometimes you gotta be a little innovative, man. And last but certainly not least, we're finishing with an AMRAP of push-ups. AMRAP means as many reps as possible, so as many reps as you can do till failure. I'm not quite confident I actually went to failure here, but I was a little anxious that my form was questionable. Day 2 is another full body day, but we're focusing more on the legs. And as promised, this is the warm-up I do before all of my workouts. I start by doing 5 minutes of cardio either on the treadmill or the bike, and then I use the foam roller to help relieve any tension in my body and stretch out my muscles. Then I do some cat-cows and T-spine rotations because I tend to have a lot of tightness in my back, so it helps ease that a lot. And I do these bird dog ab things to warm up and activate the core, because the core is very important for every exercise. Then I use this resistance band and do some leg swings and open and close the gates. These are mobility stretches that help improve your ROM and help prevent injury. We're starting with trap bar deadlifts and 1 one nice thing about this exercise is that I can usually lift a lot more than I can with a straight bar. So if you've never tried these, I highly suggest them, even if it's just for an ego boost. Just kidding. Well, actually, I'm not really kidding. Anyways, moving on to some RDLs. I love going heavy on this exercise, so I do use wrist straps because yes, indeed, my grip strength is not the most amazing. So if there's an exercise you like going heavy on, but you feel like when you try to increase the weight, you're not able to hold on to it, wrist straps will be your bestie. Then we do some lat pull downs, and this is actually the only upper body exercise I do this day, but they're very helpful for pretty much all of the 3 main lifts in powerlifting: squats, bench, and deadlifts. So may as well throw them in there for good measure. Next, we've got the hamstring curls, and I know with this exercise, especially with the seated machine, it can be tempting to cut the ROM a wee bit short, but I highly advise against that, as that will only also cut your gains short in the long run. Getting the full stretch is what's really going to help your muscles grow. Next, we're doing the adductors, as this can tend to be a very neglected muscle for a lot of people. Be honest, when was the last time you did some adductions? Yeah, that's what I thought. They are a very tiny muscle, but they are very important. And last but not least, we're doing the leg extensions to build our quads. These burn like a mofo, but if you want quads from the gods, you gotta do them. We're kicking off day 3 with the same warm-up I've been showing you. We've got a bench day today, folks. Finally, my favorite day of the week. Now, before you're like, your back looks like the McDonald's arches. Isn't that bad form? Isn't that cheating? Aren't you gonna go to hell if you arch your back? I get a lot of questions about why I arch my back and what is the purpose of it, so let me just explain it to you. The point of powerlifting is to move the most amount of weight with the best and safest form possible. In order to achieve the arch, you must retract your shoulder blades, which takes a lot of stress off of the shoulders. You might have heard people complain before about how benching absolutely ruined their shoulders. That's probably because they were benching with a flat back, thus placing a lot of unnecessary stress on the shoulder joint. And most people think of the bench as just a chest exercise, but when benching heavy, this is truly a full body exercise. And one muscle that is surprisingly important are the legs. The leg drive is what helps keep your butt on the bench, and when you have an arch, it helps increase the force production. It is also allowed at powerlifting meets, so if powerlifting federations allow it, then obviously it isn't cheating. Next up, I've got a special little tip for you. No, not that kind of tip. Get your mind out of the gutter. We've got the shoulder press, which I'm supposed to do the shoulder press machine, but this gym didn't have that machine. So instead I used dumbbells. Most accessory exercises have multiple variations. So if your gym doesn't have a machine you need, or someone is using the equipment you need, you can always do a variation, especially if you're in a hurry and you don't have time to wait around for these schmucks. I mean, you know, these lovely gym folks. Moving along, we're doing the dumbbell chest press, targeting the chest, shoulders, and triceps. This exercise is one of my favorite accessories for helping improve my bench press. And as you can see, I don't like to bring the dumbbells too low to the point that they're even with my shoulders. I know some people do, but for me, if I go that low, it gives me these weird shoulder pains. So if there's ever an exercise that gives you weird pain like that, within reason, it's okay to adjust. Now we're doing the tricep push down, getting towards the end of the workout, and at this point, I've been ready to leave the gym. So don't feel bad if you ever are also ready to leave before the workout is over, because I've been working out for years and this still happens to me sometimes. I am ready to be done. We're almost there, just 2 more exercises. This next one is the lat pull down, an amazing workout for building the ever so sought after quote unquote hourglass figure, because your lats are a big muscle in building the hourglass shape appearance. The wider the back, the better the snack? I don't know. I'm really struggling to think of a motto for that one. Sorry. And yes, as you can see, I am pissed off. I'm just thinking, can I please go home now? Finally, we've got the hammer curls, just as heavy as I can go for 5 reps. And doing so will help build your grip strength, especially for heavy deadlifts and such. And that's all for day 3, folks. Moving into day 4. Today is in fact my least favorite day because it is my squat bench deadlift day. So we are going to be doing all 3 of the main lifts. It is such a joy. Can you tell I dread it? It's just a very taxing and long workout session, but I try not to have a negative attitude during it or view it as a chore because in reality, I'm very blessed to be able to work out in the first place. A lot of people would love to be able to go to the gym and train, and they don't have that privilege, so I try to remind myself how lucky I am to have a healthy body that I get to move. So maybe that little reminder can help you too next time you're dreading your workout. Once again, as you can see, I went quite light today, probably way too light this day if I'm being honest, but we still got the job done. Which exercise from this video are you going to implement into your next workout plan? Was this video helpful for you? Did you learn anything? If so, go ahead and share it in the comments. That'll do it for my week of workouts, y'all. Go watch this next video up on the screen and subscribe to join the Swole Squad.